Hello and welcome. You've probably heard the buzz. Walnuts are one of nature's most powerful superfoods, celebrated for supporting heart health, brain function, and even mood stability. And that's absolutely true. But here's a surprising fact most people don't realize. Nearly 95% of seniors are unknowingly making at least one mistake with walnuts. A mistake that could quietly harm their health instead of helping it. Today, we're diving deep into one of my most recommended superfoods, walnuts, and uncovering how small, everyday mistakes in how you eat, store, or combine them could turn a health booster into a hidden risk. See, walnuts are nutritional powerhouses. They're loaded with alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid that supports heart rhythm, lowers inflammation, and may even protect against age-related cognitive decline. They're also rich in polyphenol, vitamin E, and plant-based protein, all of which are crucial for maintaining muscle, energy, and immunity as you age. However, and this is where most people go wrong, the benefits of walnuts depend on how you use them. The timing of when you eat them, your portion size, and even how you store them can determine whether they protect your heart or trigger digestive upset, inflammation, or medication interference. According to Harvard Health Publishing, eating just 1 ounce, about 7 halves, of walnuts daily can lower your risk of heart disease by up to 15%. But when consumed improperly, say in excess with certain medications, or after they've gone rancid, the same nuts can lose their protective power and even generate oxidative stress in the body. This happens because the delicate omega-3 fats in walnuts are highly sensitive to light, heat, and air, and can oxidize easily, forming compounds that may irritate the gut and blood vessels. Now imagine this. It's a peaceful evening, and you're relaxing in your favorite chair. You grab a handful of walnuts while watching TV, or maybe you sprinkle them over your morning oatmeal. You think, it's healthy. My doctor said walnuts are good for my heart. And you'd be right, but only halfway. What most people don't realize is that the way you eat, store, and combine walnuts, especially after 60, can make all the difference. As we age, our digestive enzymes slow down, our liver metabolizes fats less efficiently, and our medication lists get longer. That means even healthy foods can interact differently with your body than they did in your 40s. In fact, the National Institute on Aging reports that nearly 70% of adults over 60 consume omega-3 rich foods or supplements weekly. Yet only about 1/3 do so safely, following correct dosages or timing. The rest may unknowingly mix them with blood thinners, cholesterol medications, or other drugs that alter fat metabolism, reducing nutrient absorption or increasing side effects. So this isn't about fear, it's about awareness. Because that same handful of walnuts can either nourish your heart and brain, or interfere with your body's delicate balance. The difference lies in understanding how your body changes with age and adjusting your nutrition accordingly. Let's clear up the confusion once and for all. Here are the 5 biggest walnut mistakes seniors make, and how to fix them. Stay with us till the end because number 1 is one that nearly everyone gets wrong. Mistake number 5, ignoring allergy and cross-contamination risks. Most people assume food allergies are something you either grow up with or never get. But that's no longer true. According to a 2022 study published in the Journal of Allergy and Clinical Immunology, adult-onset nut allergies are rising at an alarming rate, nearly 12% each year, and walnuts rank among the top triggers, especially in adults over 50. What makes this even trickier is how subtle the first warning signs can be. It often starts with minor symptoms, a bit of stomach discomfort, mild itching, tingling around the lips or mouth, or a faint rash you might dismiss as dry skin or irritation. But these are your immune system's early distress signals. Over time, repeated exposure can turn mild sensitivity into a full-blown allergic reaction, potentially dangerous for older adults, especially those on heart or blood pressure medications. And even if you're not allergic yourself, cross-contamination is a hidden threat that often flies under the radar. Studies from the Food and Drug Administration, FDA, show that over 90% of commercial walnut products are processed in facilities that also handle peanuts, cashews, or almonds. For seniors who already have sensitivities to other tree nuts, this can trigger inflammation, digestive issues, or in rare cases, anaphylaxis. Here's how to protect yourself safely and confidently. Start small. When adding walnuts to your diet, Begin with just 2 to 3 halves per day during the first week. Monitor your body's response. Pay attention to any changes in your digestion, skin, or breathing. Read every label carefully. Look for allergy warnings such as may contain traces of other nuts. Linda, a 64-year-old diabetic, began noticing tingling around her mouth after eating store-bought walnut bars. She assumed it was just dryness, until one day her throat felt tight. Her doctor confirmed a mild walnut allergy that developed later in life. Switching to certified nut-free snacks and avoiding cross-contaminated brands solved the problem. Seek medical advice. If you notice any odd symptoms, stop immediately and consult your doctor or allergist before continuing. Your body often whispers before it screams. Don't ignore subtle signs. They're your body's early defense system. Mistake number 4. Buying and storing walnuts the wrong way. Here's a mistake that could literally make you sick: improper storage. Walnuts are rich in delicate, unsaturated oils, especially omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. These fats are highly unstable and oxidize easily when exposed to heat, light, or air. Over time, that oxidation produces aldehydes and peroxides, toxic compounds linked to inflammation, cell damage, and even arterial stiffness. A 2020 study in the Journal of Food Chemistry found that over 90% of bulk bin walnuts sold in grocery stores showed signs of partial rancidity within just 3 months of storage, even before their best-by date. The dangerous part: most people can't detect rancidity until the damage is already done. Once walnuts taste bitter, sour, or smell like paint or chemicals, oxidative degradation has already occurred. Oxidized fats don't just taste bad. They can raise LDL cholesterol, irritate the gut, and increase inflammation markers such as interleukin-6, IL-6, and TNF-alpha, which accelerate aging and heart disease. The fix: buy small batches, no more than what you can eat in 1 month. Store them in airtight glass jars inside the refrigerator to block oxygen and moisture. For long-term storage, keep walnuts in the freezer. They'll stay fresh for up to a year. Avoid clear or plastic containers, as light and heat speed oxidation. Always check the smell. Fresh walnuts should have a mild, nutty aroma, never bitter, sour, or paint-like. George, 70, kept his walnuts in a clear plastic container on the kitchen counter. He started getting acid reflux and a bitter aftertaste after eating them. Lab testing later showed high peroxide levels. The walnuts were rancid. Once he switched to refrigerated, airtight storage, his symptoms vanished and the flavor improved dramatically. Fresh walnuts smell like nature. Rancid ones smell like paint. If your walnuts taste sharp or leave an oily film in your mouth, toss them immediately. Your body deserves better than spoiled fats. Mistake number 3. Ignoring food and supplement interactions. Here's the one almost everyone misses, and it's crucial. Walnuts are celebrated for their high omega-3 fatty acid content, mainly alpha-linolenic acid ALA. These fats are phenomenal for heart and brain health, but combining them with other omega-3 sources or medications can backfire. According to the National Institutes of Health, NH Omega-3 Safety Review, excessive omega-3 intake from walnuts, fish oil supplements, or fatty fish can increase bleeding risk by up to 40% in certain individuals, especially those on blood thinners like warfarin, aspirin, or clopidogrel. Here's why. Omega-3s reduce platelet aggregation, meaning your blood doesn't clot as easily. That's great for preventing strokes, but dangerous when overdone. So if you're taking fish oil capsules, eating salmon for dinner, and snacking on walnuts daily, your cumulative omega-3 load could make you more prone to nosebleeds, easy bruising, or slow wound healing. But that's not the only risk. Walnuts also contain phytates and tannins, plant compounds that can bind to minerals like iron and zinc, reducing their absorption. In fact, clinical research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that phytate-rich foods like walnuts can inhibit iron uptake by up to 60% when consumed alongside iron supplements or iron-rich meals. For older adults, especially postmenopausal women prone to iron deficiency anemia, this can quietly worsen fatigue, weakness, and shortness of breath, symptoms often mistaken for just aging. The fix: if you take fish oil or blood-thinning medication, limit walnut intake to 3 to 4 halves per day, about half an ounce. Avoid eating walnuts within 2 hours of taking iron supplements or consuming iron-rich meals like spinach, lentils, or red meat. To improve iron absorption, pair those meals with vitamin C-rich foods like oranges or bell peppers instead. Maria, 66, was taking both a fish oil supplement and eating salmon with walnuts daily. She began noticing easy bruising and mild gum bleeding. Her doctor traced it back to excess omega-3 intake. Once she cut back to 3 walnut halves per day and alternated her fish oil doses, her symptoms disappeared. Even the healthiest foods need healthy boundaries. When combined wisely, walnuts and supplements can work in harmony. When mixed carelessly, they can compete, and your body pays the price. Mistake number 2, eating walnuts at the wrong time, especially around medications. Timing matters far more than most people realize. Walnuts may look like a harmless snack, but for seniors taking daily medications, when you eat them can make a major difference in how your body absorbs and processes your medicine. Here's why. Walnuts are loaded with healthy fats, fiber, and polyphenol, all excellent for long-term health, but they slow down digestion and delay stomach emptying. According to research from the Mayo Clinic, foods high in fat and fiber can delay the absorption of oral medications by up to 2 hours, especially drugs that rely on rapid uptake through the stomach or upper small intestine. That means if you take your heart medication, thyroid pill, or blood pressure drugs right before or after eating walnuts, those medications may linger in your digestive tract longer than intended, weakening their effects or causing unpredictable blood levels. For example, thyroid medications like levothyroxine need to be absorbed on an empty stomach, and walnuts fiber can significantly reduce their uptake. Beta blockers and calcium channel blockers, used for heart conditions, can interact with fatty foods, delaying absorption and causing erratic blood pressure control. For seniors managing chronic health conditions, that small delay isn't trivial. It can directly affect medication stability and heart safety. Space out your walnut intake and medications by at least 2 hours. A great time to eat walnuts is mid-afternoon, when your energy naturally dips, your stomach isn't too full, and your medications have already taken effect. And if you're tempted to have walnuts as a bedtime snack, skip it. Your nighttime metabolism slows, and digestion becomes sluggish, which can lead to acid reflux, bloating, or poor sleep quality as fats linger in the stomach. Mr. Leon, a 68-year-old heart patient, used to take his morning pills with oatmeal topped with walnuts. Over time, his blood pressure readings became unstable. His doctor realized the fats in walnuts were delaying his medication's absorption. After adjusting his routine, taking his pills first and eating walnuts 2 hours later, his readings stabilized within a month. Treat walnuts like a mini meal, not a midnight snack. Timing them right helps your medications work at full strength and keeps your digestion calm. Mistake number 1, eating too many at once. This one's incredibly common. Many people think, it's a healthy fat, so more must be better. Unfortunately, that's not how your body works after 60. Just 7 walnut halves, about 1 ounce, contain 185 calories and 18 grams of fat, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, USDA. While these are heart-healthy fats, your digestive system becomes less efficient with age, meaning it can only handle a limited amount at one time. When you eat too many walnuts at once, you might experience bloating, gas, mild diarrhea, or gradual weight gain, even if your diet seems healthy overall. This happens because the gallbladder releases less bile and the pancreas produces fewer enzymes with age, both of which are needed to break down fat properly. The fix is simple and science-backed. Stick to 1 ounce per day, about 7 halves. Eat them slowly to improve digestion and nutrient absorption. Pair them with fiber or protein, like apple slices or Greek yogurt, to help stabilize blood sugar and aid metabolism. Take Helen, a 72-year-old retired teacher who swapped cookies for healthy handfuls of walnuts. Within months, she noticed stomach discomfort, and her cholesterol actually increased slightly. After consulting her nutritionist, she cut back to just 7 halves per day, and within 6 weeks, her digestion normalized and her HDL, good cholesterol, rose by 12%. Remember this. When it comes to walnuts, moderation isn't limitation, it's smart biology. Your body thrives when you give it what it can use efficiently, not what it can't process. You now know the 5 biggest walnut mistakes seniors make, and how to avoid them. From overeating to poor timing, medication conflicts, bad storage, and allergy risks, Each one can quietly undermine your health if left unchecked. But the good news: each mistake also has a simple fix rooted in science and common sense. The secret to making walnuts work for you, not against you, lies in consistency, not quantity. When you build a small daily walnut habit, your body begins to adapt beautifully. Your digestion improves, your cholesterol stabilizes, and your brain gets a steady supply of plant-based omega-3s and antioxidants that support memory and focus. Here's a science-backed senior-friendly walnut routine you can start right away. Afternoon snack, best time around 2 to 3 p.m. Enjoy 7 walnut halves with a few apple slices or half a cup of Greek yogurt. This timing avoids interference with morning medications and supports steady energy between meals. Breakfast. If you take morning meds, skip walnuts here to prevent absorption issues. Dinner. Go light on walnuts if you're eating fatty fish or taking omega-3 supplements to prevent excessive fat intake or blood thinning. Balance your plate with lean protein and vegetables instead. And here's a pro tip from the Harvard School of Public Health. Older adults who include nuts like walnuts 5 times a week show a 20% lower risk of heart disease and better cognitive performance compared to those who don't. Store your walnuts in an airtight glass jar in the refrigerator. And for even better digestion, lightly roast them for 5 minutes before eating. This helps neutralize some natural enzyme inhibitors, making their nutrients easier to absorb. Remember, healthy aging isn't about perfection. It's about pattern and awareness. One small handful of fresh walnuts, eaten at the right time and stored properly, can protect your heart, mind, and longevity for years to come. So there you have it. The 5 walnut mistakes to avoid after 60, plus a simple way to enjoy them safely. If this video helped you spot even one mistake, do me a quick favor. Hit that thumbs up, share this with a friend who loves their walnuts, and subscribe for more science-based senior nutrition tips. Now I'd love to hear from you. Do you eat walnuts every day? Have you ever noticed a difference in your energy, digestion, or focus after adding them to your routine? Drop your answers in the comments below. I personally read and reply to as many as I can because your story could inspire or even help save someone else's health. Until then, stay healthy, stay curious, and keep nourishing your best years ahead.